Take a look at this map. These are the 8 tornado touchdowns confirmed by the National Weather Service in Louisville today. While the NWS was out surveying areas, they officially upgraded the tornado that touched down in Prospect from an EF1 to an EF2. And they will continue surveying these areas to determine if any of the touchdowns were from the same long track tornado. In our area, parts of southern Indiana down to Nelson County saw tornado damage statewide. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear said the storms left damage in 20 counties. And good afternoon, everybody. I'm Connie Leonard. Today, Governor Beshear plans to tour tornado damage in Union County in northwestern Kentucky. This comes after he spent Wednesday in Prospect. And as we just mentioned, that tornado that has been upgraded to an EF2 rating, 120 miles per hour, that was in the Beachland Beach area. And you can see some of the damage across several neighborhoods here. But with wind speeds of at least 110 miles per hour, the NWS believes nearby Henry County may have had the strongest tornado and some of the worst damage. WHAS11's Alex Dieterer and photojournalist Addie Hill saw both areas firsthand.
The storms have passed, leaving damage in the wake.
And I saw the winds and this tree out here blowing sideways. And that's when I knew it was bad, so I went to the basement.
Valero employee Lisa Gaines saw what was coming her way and quickly took shelter in the gas station with 20 other frightened people. Thankfully, because about 100 yards away, a business and a garage were in the path of destruction.
The garage that you see right behind me was built in 1974, and you can just see the tornado and storms took a number on it. There's actually still a truck and a tractor still inside of the garage. And if you keep going right there, you can just see a shed that was completely destroyed by the storms among all of these downed trees. But continuing on this property, you can see a garage and a home still standing. The homeowner, Steve, tells us that God was really looking out for him and his wife. They are completely unharmed.
Gaines also breathing a sigh of relief knowing her daughter and granddaughter were with her when the storm passed.
It was scary. I was worried about people, yeah, because there's business back here that we lost, and then, barns and homes.
30 miles away in Prospect, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear surveyed the damage of another EF1 tornado.
These storms and these tornadoes hit all parts of Kentucky.
The governor touted the first responders who worked through the night and the kindness of Kentuckians.
People helping people, having pulled up in each other's driveways, trying to get the tarp over the roof before that hailstorm and next rain shower hits.
Neighbors leaning on one another to continue piecing back together their towns. In Henry County in Prospect, Kentucky, with photojournalist Addie Hill, Alex Dieterer, WHAS 11 on your side.
We now have a better understanding of the tornado's path. The NWS says it first touched down in eastern Clark County, Indiana, near the Easton Bridge. Next, it came across the river to Prospect and hit the riverfront homes on Beachland Beach Road. The Sky 11 drone shows the debris dragged along the tornado's path. It then hit several other neighborhoods, including Hutton Creek. Anchorage Middletown Fire Chief Kevin Grudy told us that crews checked out more than 1,000 structures after the storm. 59 had slight damage, 38 had minor damage, 37 had what's considered major damage, and 5 were destroyed. A tornado also hit Buckner, which is in Oldham County. The tops of homes in this neighborhood are now littered across other yards. We want to remind you it's always important to be aware when severe weather rolls around through the area. You can stay up to date by downloading the free WHAS 11 app. We stream all of our newscasts live, so you can watch should you ever lose power. Well, a judge dismissed a wrongful termination lawsuit against the city, and Mayor Craig Greenberg's the suit claimed that Samantha Ricketts was fired after she raised ethics concerns over First Lady Rachel Greenberg's role in the mayor's administration. Ricketts claimed the First Lady of Louisville was acting as a supervisor. Shortly after bringing her concerns to a supervisor, her position was eliminated. The lawsuit claimed that the city violated Kentucky's Whistleblower Act, but a judge ruled that there was no evidence Ricketts made any ethics complaints against the First Lady. The mayor told us he is glad this was resolved quickly.
And I'm pleased that the court quickly dismissed this case that had no merit. I also want to add, I am so proud of my wife and so thankful that Rachel, as First Lady, is willing to volunteer her time to support kids throughout this community, to try to work to improve education and join me in our efforts to make our city safer, stronger, and healthier.
Greenberg also told us the First Lady will continue her role as an unpaid volunteer for the city of Louisville. The owner of the Arkansas Derby winning horse is suing Churchill Downs, hoping to get their horse into the Kentucky Derby. Muth is trained by Bob Baffert, who is currently banned from racing horses at the track. Zidane Racing Stables filed the suit Tuesday, calling the track's ban against Baffert illegal and baseless. The ban came after a failed post-race drug test by Medina Spirit back in 2021. The horse initially won the race but was later disqualified. In a statement, Churchill Downs called the lawsuit meritless, saying in part, quote, "The same issues in the complaint have been decided by the courts and the Kentucky Horse Racing Commission, which have repeatedly upheld Baffert's suspension and the disqualification of Medina Spirit. Baffert's ban goes through the end of this year." Indiana State Police now say former Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll spent nearly $400,000 of fire department money on travel, timeshares, and cigars. According to ISP, between 2018 and 2023, Knoll used his fire department's credit cards to pay off a timeshare and spent money at Marriott vacation clubs. He's also accused of spending $56,000 at Riverside Cigar Shop in Jeffersonville. All charges were to credit cards for Utica Township Volunteer Firefighter Association, which of course is largely funded by taxpayers. Police say Knoll did not reimburse the department. Today marks 56 years since Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated in Louisville. Pastors and community activists mark the day by discussing what has changed since then and what still needs to be done. Dr. King was killed in Memphis on April 4th, 1968, while supporting sanitation workers who were on strike. Organizers say they are working to keep Dr. King's dream alive. Reverend Charles Elliott says he feels blessed to have seen the fruits of MLK's labors come to fruition over the years.
But I am grateful to see you young people, all of you all, who are keeping this going. When I see black and white reporters, it tells me that the dream that Dr. King had is now becoming a reality. We're not there yet, but we're on our way.
That's right.
He often would inform us that you cannot win the battle with violence.
Come on.
Love will win the battle.
Reverend Elliott worked and marched with Dr. King, even bringing him to Louisville throughout the 1960s. MLK last visited Louisville 1 year before his assassination. And right now, you're taking a live look as Simmons College commemorates the moment in history with the event From Memorial to Movement. This is the second year for the event, hosted by Simmons and the Reverend Jesse L. Jackson Senior Center for Racial Justice. There will be speakers from across the country, as you're seeing, along with music paying tribute to civil justice. Simmons also says its president, Kevin Cosby, will have a historic announcement that will impact the whole city of Louisville. Today's event started at noon at St. Stephen Church on South 15th Street. Nearly a year after the Old National Bank mass shooting, we are looking back at that emotional plea from a Louisville doctor who captured the nation's attention. You might remember the day after the shooting, Dr. Jason Smith with U of L Health said he was weary after his team performed surgery on some of those victims. He called on policymakers to take action and to address gun violence. WHAS11 senior reporter Isaiah Kim Martinez asked him how April 10th changed him and the community.
I think it breaks that fallacy of safety, that it can't happen to us. It can happen to anyone. But I think this was the first time that people felt it. I mean, they really felt it, thinking that it could be them. It was a bank, it was a meeting, it was people they knew.
Now, Smith also talks about what the hospital learned, the new initiatives that they've put into practice, and conversations that he's having now with lawmakers. It's all new tonight at about 5:45 during our 5:30 newscast, so watch then.